let's take a look at Karma. The normal way that we'd run our tests is through the Karma test runner. So if I try typing in hang on, Karma start, we get an error, and this is saying that it can't find the Jasmine framework, so we're going to have to install that using npm. And so let's have a look at our package.json and npm install -- save, and it's a dev dependency because we're running this as part of our build tools, and it was Karma - Jasmine. Okay, so that's installing. And we'll try running again. And if we look in here, that's loaded in there. So Karma start, and again we've got a problem, and that's that it can't manage to start Chrome, and so we need to install the Karma Chrome launcher. So again, it's -dev save Karma, and okay. And now let's run Karma start again, see if we get any further. Well, it's opened this window here, so Karma is running, but we're not getting any helpful output on the command line. So I'm going to quit that with Control-C, and let's see what's happening in our Karma conf. So go into Karma conf, and we can see the problem here. It's got auto watch set to false and single run set to false, and these options should probably always be the opposite. So if auto watch is set to true, then single run should be set to false, and if auto watch is set to false, then single run should be set to true. So we'll try setting auto watch to true, and this is going to watch our files which are listed above, and if any of them change, it's going to rerun our tests, and it should also write them out successfully, the results out to the command line. So Karma start, and by default Karma start will run the config in karma-conf.js. You could specify another config after start if you wanted to do something different, and that's the way that you'd run your end-to-end tests if you wanted to run those. So we've got one test and we've got one success. Let's have a look at what our tests are doing. So if we look at our scripts, we've got our main.js, which is defining 3 awesome things, and if I open up the test, I'm just going to split this view, so lay out 2 rows, and I'm going to load the tests in here, and controllers main.js. Okay, and so we've got a test here saying should attach a list of awesome things to the scope, and we expect the length of these awesome things to be 3. So what happens if we add another awesome thing? Let's see if it thinks jQuery is awesome, and save, and our test fails, and if we update our test to be 4, save, then the tests run again and it succeeds. Now, something to note about this window, if we're looking at here, it's got this debug option which appears to do nothing when you click on it. You just get this blank page, and maybe you feel disappointed by that. Now, actually what you need to do is bring up the inspector, and then if we look in the console, we'll see the output from our tests. And this is helpful because we can actually manipulate data from our tests, or suppose we didn't understand why one of our tests was failing. I could go into here, and I could say window.scope equals scope, and I'll save that, and I'm going to close this window and go back to debug and Control-Shift-I and look into the inspector. Now, because I've added scope onto the window object, which is the global object, I can now type scope in here, and I can see the scope object within the inspector. So you can see the list of awesome things there on the scope, and so that can be handy if you're developing and you want to play around with something in the inspector and just see what things are doing. Similarly, we can also use breakpoints if we want to. So there's two ways of doing this. One would be to type debugger in here, and I can just save there and close this window and save, rerun the test, debugger, and Control-Shift-I to open the inspector. And the breakpoint won't actually be hit until I refresh this page. So let's have a look in sources and function 5, rerun the page, and now I can trace this with the debugger, and I can step into functions and step out of them, step over, and view the values of various things. So local scope, let's step. Probably need a longer function than this to see the values of things there. You can see awesome things has now been set.